all know that North has always been their own problem, and that has affected them in so many ways. Even when it is pressing on them, they know how to, pretend, they know how to bear all of these pains. And I remember that Hisba has made some of the northern states to ban, buying of alcoholic in the state. But, somehow it has been found out, or it has been revealed that all of these are just, things that just doesn't add up. You know, at a time when Sharia law had been codified into the law of 12 northern states, effectively criminalizing alcohol, you know, it has become really unfortunate that these guys are just bunch of hypocrites, and you ban alcohol, and yet the same people in charge of the law banning alcohol have been saying, buying and using a lot of alcoholic stuff. But well, there's something about all of this that we really want to bring forward for you to have a better understanding, because even the value added tax and the others have also been added to all of these alcoholic things. But let's see what is going on here. Yes, and remember that even the governor of Rivers State have decided not to work with the federal government regarding the VAT thing. But anyway, let's see what is going on in this northern state. They act based on some of the Sharia laws and so on and so forth. Alright guys, without further ado, don't forget to like this video if you have not. If you are here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And yes, right here it says one of the most interesting anecdotes I like to recall from my marketing career was when I spoke to a senior management type at one of the Nigerian's two major brewery companies before making it to his position. He had cut his teeth in sales. Then in marketing, he had one particular story he liked to tell younger colleagues, illustrating the importance of always investigating and never making assumptions. According to him, when he was given a sales management brief that covered much of the northwestern Nigeria, he nearly resigned because he considered that to be the proverbial graveyard shift. At a time when Sharia law had been codified into the law of 12 northern states, effectively criminalizing alcohol, he saw this brief as a sign that he was being prepared for the sack. After all, who could hit their sales targets in a region where one could not even sell beer? Instead, to his amazement, he discovered that his sales figures were not only far above zero, but actually growing at a pretty fast clip. He was not just hitting his sales targets, but crushing them and setting new records. Through no significant effort on his own, he kept expecting the satisfactory anomaly to fall away, but it did not. But it did not. Eventually, after about 4 months of witnessing the amazing, unexplained phenomenon of fantastic beer sales figures coming out of Kano, of all places, he decided to go there in person and investigate. When he discovered upon getting there totally blew his mind. Apparently, Sharia or no Sharia, men drank beer. Not openly, of course, but hardly invisibly either. Away from the conservative core city in a southern settlement called Sabon Gari, his brand and every other available beer and alcohol brand did a brisk trade. Traders, soldiers, policemen, women in burqas, and children clutching flasks which they poured the frothing beverages into, ostensibly having been sent by family patriarchs who were too devout to be seen in such surroundings. Apparently, a single cartel organized the alcohol trade in Kano and across the northwest, getting the product struck in under various guises and distributing it with all the streetwise subtlety of cocaine dealers in Baltimore. It was, of course, a high-risk endeavor, as the Hisba police could strike at any time, which would result in arrest and millions of naira worth of products being destroyed or confiscated, never to be seen again. This was the reality of doing a legitimate business in Lagos and trying to expand into Kano. It was highly profitable to the enterprising businessmen in Kano and exhilarating of our friend at the brewery company who got to not only keep his job but outdo even those working the hedonistic beer party that is Lagos. It was also dangerous, confusing, and contradictory because the job that made him an unsuspectacular law-abiding, tax-paying citizen in one part of the country apparently made him a criminal in another part of the same country under the same constitution, and that's only where the contradiction kicked off. He gets to keep funneling this southern money to northern Sharia states, which use it to fund the destruction of southern economic assets, and around we go. The industry should not exist now. Give us its revenue. The ongoing legal battle between the Rivers State government and the FIRS on the subject of who exactly should levy VAT is quite possibly the most important story in the country, even if its importance is lost on many. Not only will this suit settle once and for all the issues of the state powers and autonomous federating unit versus executive overreach from Abuja, but it will do something infinitely more fundamental for Nigeria. But simply, the status quo currently empowers 12 of Nigeria's 36 states to act in self-destructive way and outsource the consequences of their irresponsibility to the other 24 states. It is not just the alcohol VAT issue, but also the general question of why certain states prohibit legitimate economic activities and yet to get to take a share of the revenue raised from those activities in other states. Let us start with alcohol. Currently, the Nigerian government charges an alcohol excise duty of 35 naira per litre, which makes it one of the most expensively taxed items in the country, comparable only to cigarettes, along with VAT and other types of sales taxes. These funds are collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) from where they are deposited into the Federation account for onward distribution to states via monthly statutory allocation. The obvious elephant in the room here is that while 12 Northern actively try their hardest to destroy a legitimate industry because of Kokamami Sharia laws that they introduced in 2002 for reasons of political expediency, they also take the proportionally the largest share of the earnings brought in by the industry. This can be proven by taking a look at the state-by-state breakdowns of monthly FAAC allocation data. Thus, while the Hisbah police in Kano are out looking for disguised trailer loads of beer to intercept and destroy, the Kano state government currently receives a larger share of alcohol excise revenues collected from successful sales of the product than, say, Plateau, where sale of alcohol is legal and undisbursed. This is really, really funny. If you could listen to this very well, it is so unbelievable that in the same country where we share the same constitution, yet some things are made legal in some states and some are not, and yet you want to collect the revenue for something that is illegal in your state or illegal in that region. These things are just I don't really understand what this kind of country could actually come out from. But anyway, guys, that is it. You can see some of the contradictions that we're facing in the country today. Yes, you heard it all. So drop your comment. Let's hear what you have to say. And also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.